All right. Day 8 of our journey. Um, we got one decent one. Maybe, maybe we can come together and not lose. I say that. And then I played. So what's funny is what do we got here? What's funny is that is this the London? Pretty sure we just come in here. So let's just do this, right? This doesn't quite work. Reason being, so in some of the Sicilian lines, if the pawn's here, you can. This doesn't really matter because you have this, but that just loses a queen. So how about we don't? We just do this like line where I have slightly more. Oh goodness. Slightly more. What am I trying to say? Um, a slightly better. Center pawn. Isn't this the Jabava though? Right. Right. Um. Ah, dang. This is not looking good. It's not looking good. How do we protect this? Square air. Hmm. Do give up on castling? Let's see. If we can come here. Takes. Oopsie. Daisy. Hmm. Can't do that. Take the. Um. See, I don't like this. It's probably not the best way to go about it. I definitely goofed up. Definitely goofed up. Fell right into the Jabavi. Is what it is. Sometimes you fall right into the Jabava London trap. There is there's a line that's pretty good with it where you purposefully fall into this trap. Oh, nice. There's kind of no point. If you look at the analysis, yeah, there's absolutely no point. Especially when you fall into a Jabava London trap. Let me see if I can figure out. There's a. And yep, knight c3. No, knight c3. And this is what, just. Yeah. Yep. Knight c6 is very good for white there. Hey, you know what? It's the best try. c3, e5. Problem with e5 is I could not see it. King to d7. d7. Okay. Here, staying off the light squares. Makes a bit of sense. But I'm pretty sure there's something like, is it e5? Here, here. Something like this. Gambit Man had an idea where they, where there was like something with this line here. It's not correct, but there was some line there where your boy could get out of it. So that was, we just fell into a pretty basic Jabava London trap that we need to freaking remember. All right. Do we want to try for another one? We can. We've barely been recording, and this was kind of embarrassing. E4, E5. Knight F3. Let's see. Lately, we've been going Italian. We don't really study the Italian, but we do go with the Evans Gambit. Okay. Hold the phone. First time seeing this, I don't necessarily want them. So I could solidify here? Yeah, let's come here, because, is it worth here, here? Can we have a better... Can we have something better, right? Like, you go here, you just drop this up and drops back. Granted, the prospects of your pieces are terrible forever. Um, could go here. Here, here, and blunder. Let's continue our development. We're not actually takes. Freaking spam risk, y'all. Okay, so now we need to we did do that, didn't we? That's okay. Here takes. If we go here, I'm probably worse again, by the way. What's the threat here? Here. Here, maybe here, but we're threatening the queen. Let's try and fix our development. We can tempo to here, maybe. We can't really go here just because of the knight. Let's get the knight off the back, this off the back rank. Threatening the knight. They can solidify the knight here. If we go here, they can come down with this check. We move. That's checkmate. You can take a rook, I take the queen. You might be losing your knight here. So here would have been a blunder because, yeah, this would have been, oops, this is mate. Interesting idea. Let's see. Takes. Takes, and it's actually just even, I'm pretty sure. Something like this. By the end, we have 2 bishops versus 2 knights. I could take here, takes, and then takes. Takes, and then here. Takes. Moves and moves. I think you just take the knight, right? Because you're still under threat. Bishop's still protected. Right. Just make sure not to blunder your pieces here. This is actually threatening checkmate. So now I'm attacking your light squared bishop. And I'm still threatening checkmate. This protects your light squared bishop, but you're probably going to lose your rook. Does that quite work? I can come here. Check. You come up. Takes here. Check. Maybe you come here. Here. If we come here, right? Here, and the goal is to take, let's see. Oops. Here. Here, still protecting. Check here. Here. Check. I could also just go here. Take another pawn. Check. Takes. Here. Takes. Other option is here, here. Takes. Does this give everything up though? I don't know. Here, takes away these two. You can come up. Is anything being threatened right now other than let's just take the pawn. I don't know. Maybe I get checkmated this next one. Come here. Yeah. Yeah. Here. 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 Check. I still think I'm good just because, well, actually there's a skewer. If they take it, I have to figure out how to get my rook into the game, though. Okay. So what are we seeing now? Here to what? To what end? Well, technically, we could have gone here at this point and won the and like took the queen, but then they get a pawn back, so we're only really a pawn up. Right. Just keep getting time on the clock to come here. This is another is this you could come here. You could come here. Here we go here. Here we go here. With the end goal of basically just driving the queen away. Here, can't go here, can't go here. Can't go here or here or here. So if we go this way, this should be checkmate. If we go this way, this will drive you here, and I should win the queen with another check. Okay. Hoo 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 hoo. Hoo 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 hoo. We're 1-1. All right. Evan's Gambit. I don't study too much. Now, I'm going to post a link in the chat, or in the description about the Evan's Gambit. It's not openings course. It's the Morphe course on Lichess. And the idea is if they take, you can get a, and then they come back here, takes, and you get like a really big center. You basically gambit a pawn for a crazy amount of time. I do think I misplayed the beginning, right? A bit here, right? Here I need to focus on, I need to get my well, I wonder if you could even play here, takes, here, and it's like a Evan's Gambit-y here. Yeah, whatever. It's the Morphe study. So, this was probably a misplay. I knew they would do this. Go ahead and castle. They could have done 1,000 things. And now I'm like, oh, my pawns are all kind of goofy. So I need to... Yeah, this was a big goof move. Actually don't think this is good because I have the dark squared bishop. Because the initial idea was here, 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 and I'm still down a pawn, so not great. Plus, if they can get anything else on this square, this is a problem. I didn't like that, but no. Here, let's see if we went here. Now it's like you take, I take, and I'm still a piece up. If you take, I take back, and you've blundered your queen. So, and this I would say is, let's call it indicative of 11, 12, 1300, where I am. Have I played this person before? Indicative of where I am. Okay, so in defense, and this is something I'm learning, pulling a new piece into a defensive situation is not defense, if that makes sense. Because here, actually, I goofed myself, right? I took back here because if they took, then I can take or whatever. I did it both ways are interesting, I guess. But I can also just take here. And so when you're doing defense, and this is for those that are around my level watching these, if you're doing a defensive move, you have to use one of the pieces that are under attack for said defense. Right? So here it's like you have to use, these have to be used in the defense, right? If you could move this with check and then still be good, hey, that's what we want. If you could take a rook with check or whatever. So, like, best tries. The problem is, like, this, right? Which isn't that good because it's... Oh. No. Anyway, so using the pieces that are in the situation for the attack, this kind of defense is not a good defense, right? Because you're attacking a piece. This is now attacked twice, and I could just take it back. I didn't see that for some reason. It just didn't occur to me, right? My first thought was here, here, and here, which is still... I would say that's actually better for black because they have the bishop pair. I'm behind on development. Yeah. Why did I not think you could take it back with the queen? Whatever, dude. Whatever. Oops. Hit my microphone. Anyway, so I decided to come here because they have to move their queen. It's still under threat. And then here I get to move. And then this, I think, is maybe why I had the best one, right? Now there's a very real threat here constantly, and you have to do something about that threat. So I'm a piece up. I think maybe I'm more than a piece up because you can't. How do you defend this, right? You can't come here because I'll just take it. This could have been a really good idea, except for en passant that immediately leads to me attacking an undefended piece. What did I say? Here. I think I could do this now. Takes here, takes here, takes maybe, and I'm still a piece up. So that's an option. They took. Getting a lot of calls today. That's annoying. I didn't think this was too bad. This is maybe a little squirrely. And then here, I've been doing skewers. But also thought maybe I have a better plan here. Because part of it's like, I could get everything down. Oh, wait, no, wait. Here. What was the idea? Here takes here, here, here. Here. No, I'm just a clean piece up. I'll have to look back, right, just later. Because for some reason I thought this wasn't good. Oh no, maybe it was oh no. Maybe it was because I could do it now. Or I was like, oh, I could do it now. Right, with this idea. Boop. 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 But then we're here, and we're only a pawn up. That's when it was, when I was like, And we still have this boy here, because now it's like, say I come back anywhere, and this is just trapped. So now I'm, oh, no, I'm not. Well, maybe they see that, maybe they don't, but this knight is doing God's work here. So where did it go wrong for my opponent? Where did it go wrong for me? Evans Gambit. I do need to figure out what to do. We'll find out here in a minute. I think this is where it went wrong for me. It's too early for me to start any kind of attack. I could have, at most, I think I could have done something like this. Just to push the knight back and say your knight is misplaced, even though they could come here. And now we're saying that my bishop is misplaced. So the tempo that I would potentially get is not good because now I'm coming back to here. This might be a line, even though this knight is horrible. So that could be an idea. Okay. And we'll definitely have to look at. This is the only way I study openings is, oh, I'm playing the Evans Gambit and something went weird. Okay, a4. I don't think this is the best move. Maybe something here just to push it back, but I don't think that's a useful tempo. I have to get my pieces out. How do I do that? Castle. Maybe they could have went here. I think giving up this pawn is just the best move because I need to. Dark squared bishop. Okay. I think this is all fine. I get to open up the center. You can't really do too much. The idea, I don't know if I vocalized it, but if I can maybe get my rook here, there's ideas of this. This is a checkmating pattern. Except it's not. It would come here. So oopsie doopsie, lemon squoopsie. So that was misguided, but sure. I still think it's fine. I think this move was also misguided, right? If you push here, right, what do we do with this knight, right? We can't touch it. This is, as old Daniel Naroditsky says, a bone in my throat. And at this point, I'm looking to just start. This is probably the move you go with. Start getting this up in the center. We can't come here because the knight. Yeah, this knight is. If we're playing on the queen side, I think perfectly fine. But no, they saw a fork. They played a fork, even though it took me a second to figure out what to do. Here, and then this is probably a blunder, if I had to guess. Now it did take me like a minute 25 to like figure out. But I figured it out. Okay, takes and here. And then this is where it starts going really good for me because I have such a strong attack. I do need to get my knight out. We need to figure that out. And now you just need to figure out how to defend. Maybe something like this would have been slightly better. It does cause you to have a weak pawn. Why wouldn't you do this? Kind of stops my knight. So now we need to come here. And our goal is to here, and then here. And this is where we're looking for that forking possibility. But then here you can just come here, even though that works kind of because of this pawn. Anyway, this is not a good move, again, just because I can open up the position a little bit more. If you take, this is what was planned, but you'd have to come back here. Yeah, you'd have to come back there. Only because, say you go here. Actually, it's not as clear. here. No, let's see. Here. You might have to sack the rook. Takes. Hold on. We're cooking with something here. 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 I don't think it works perfectly. Let's see. Here. Takes. Here. Here. So it doesn't work like you would want it to. But that's almost, right? You actually have something pretty nasty going on here. Here, probably. With the idea of now your knight's hanging. But that hangs, so... Oh, man, these are, like, such interesting positions. And this is also why I take so long just sitting in a position. It's, like this. Like, this whole thing is... I mean, imagine trying to do this in your head, right? In, say, this position... here... looking at this, but we also think that this might be a problem coming up. I thought this was actually fine. There's no true blue checks to be had yet. Is this an idea? Let's try and do it in our heads, right? Bishop b3, bishop takes b3. Yeah, I don't think that works at all. Like bishop b3, bishop takes b3, queen b2. You actually just come up here. You do not get your rook in the game just yet. There's no skewer yet. Here, maybe. Here, there's still no skewer, but you do have this check. Then you can go back, and you're like, bah, Humbug, I've messed it up. Yeah, we did mess this up. But that's, a bunch of moves. Anyway, they come here, figured they would. You kind of got to, or you take back and... I mean, this is your other option, which is nice. I'll take that one all day. Actually, hold on. Takes. Now we're here. What's funny is you can actually play this. Because if you take, you'll lose your queen. But if you take with the queen, nothing. You just bungle it. Y'all, I suck at chess. Okay, here, I mean, this is kind of like the only move in my mind. Takes, sure. And then now we start with the skewer. There's probably a mate in one here. I just suck. Can't go anywhere here. Can't go anywhere here. Oops. Them long diagonals. Can't go anywhere here. Can't go anywhere here. So it's here, 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 and here. And if I had a rook to come over, it would be here and here, here and here, and then anyway, here, taking away that. Thinking of, I liked having this pawn here. It was kind of annoying. Not an option. Not an option. Not an option. There is a chance I could have started bringing my pieces out here, but it just gets a little wily. Go ahead and start taking away, and the goal here is just to start taking away squares, right? Can't go here. Right. And then here. So my opponent, they went wrong here. Again, I think this is the best move. I don't think they're terrible here. At this point, it's about, we're going to just start getting our pieces out. They could have done something like this. Now, yeah, actually, now this is not bad, right? Well, how do we deal with this? It's a pretty trying move. It's not bad. So if they just waited, right? Just waited. So they're actually, yeah. So their big blunder was this, right? They weren't ready to go on their attack. If they would have waited one move, bishop e6, now, they have a pawn up. Their king is pretty dang safe. And that's what we're going to learn today, folks. That's what we're going to learn. We need to play kind of safe. When we have a pawn, we don't need to be, we need to get our pieces to the best squares. So here, I'm pretty proud of this move. I feel pretty dumb for not seeing that knight takes, but here, well, what's the same thing, right? Maybe the bishop takes is the best move, because takes, again, takes, I'm up a piece. I don't really care. You can have this. Nope. You can have, this diagonal, perfectly fine. I'm going to get my pieces out and just stay as safe as possible. And then, okay, do we want to see the game review? How long is this? This is 55 minutes. Let's go over the game review real fast. I feel like we went through it pretty good. I'd say both of us sucked because I misplayed the Evans Gambit by a lot. 81. No blunders. We both played pretty well. I just happened to 5 inaccuracies. Good God. They were killing me at one point. Oh, wow. Let's see. Book, move, book. Okay. Decent move. So here, we like this better. Betty Botter. Okay. Here. And then here. Yeah, that wouldn't go well. Well, you could come here, I guess. I don't know. Who knows? Okay. We just kind of go the other way. Oh, it's the best move. Haha. Okay, so this defends this pawn. What? Let us go down the rabbit hole. Let us go down the rabbit hole here. Here. This is a problem, but this is what we wanted, right? Oh, we have a NAS? No? Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, no. Interesting. In my development is whack-a-mole. Huh. Okay. You could actually take it. Nice. Okay, that was a mistake. Takes. Oh, supposed to take back because, again, we're blundering. Inaccuracy. Wanted to take back. Whatever. That was a mistake. Takes. Here. Queen up was a mistake. Was inaccuracy. Probably not terrible, but wait, hold on. Show the folk. Hold on. So they fork. We come here. Ah, there it is. There it is. That's what you have to see in this position. This was actually a really good move because takes. Oh my god. Oh my god. I was the one. I thought this was their mistake. Haha. This was their mistake, though, for sure. Well, it's exactly what I said, and maybe I didn't spend enough time here, but that's what I said. If you are in these scenarios, you have to use the piece that's under threat in, like, the counter threat, right? You can't just make a random counter threat. That's the problem. So here, this is the counter threat. You've just won a rook, because if I take, you take back. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. And now, better for the queen, but whatever. And now we're just a piece up. Yep. And then you're a piece up, and you're like, I'd be willing to bet this isn't the best move, but it's going to take it down a little bit. Yeah. It's not the best move, again, just because you're trading away your attacking pieces, like your biggest attacker, for nothing, right? It's D3, and so if they went here, to come back here, you're defending it and attacking it, and so they don't really have a reply. Oh. Takes, and we're a piece up still. Okay. Not great. Yeah. And I think this idea is you don't have quite enough, and I bet you come up here. Because you don't want this skewer. What? Here? 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 So we have this. Yeah, I might try to be fancy, but I might just take. Okay. Sacrificing, right? Now the what you want, right? And the reason they want us to get our freaking knight out is this is really strong. Yep. They're like, just get your stupid knight out. Okay. Yeah, best move. Let's see if we were right here. Here. Right. Here there's a mate in 1. This is mate in 1. Yep. Do your Polgars, people. That's mate in 1. Protected. Nope, 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 nope. And we kind of were looking at it right here. And then if we went here, we go here, disconnecting. The king. Is this the best? This has to be the best move, right? That's a crazy skewer. Wouldn't it be attraction? It don't matter. Okay, so where did we go wrong? Okay, so let's use the computer. This was fine, fine. We should have just protected our position. And it looks like maybe we are we're just losing a pawn, right? Here. 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 What? This is wild. Computers are wild. You're just ignoring the hell out of everything. Here. What? This is absolutely wild. Yeah, whatever. Absolutely wild. Okay. So, yeah, that was a mistake. That just loses a pawn. We wanted a pin. This is fine. This is a mistake. Is it kicking the bishop, though? I don't quite understand why the bishop being there is so much better. Following these engine lines make no sense. Okay, whatever. Sure, right? You can develop a piece. You're using your rook. Maybe breaking open the center. Oh, attacking an undefended piece. Me attacking an undefended piece leaves open to this fork. So again, this is me just losing. So let's see, where did I go wrong? I did not finish my development. I also just had this option here the whole time. Let's come here, because this game review it's funny, as we, okay, so h4, okay. So we're allowing them to get development. Maybe that's why this is bad. a5. I'm just confused on maybe it's the development of the light squared bishop or the idea to get... Oop. Okay, yeah, bad, loses a pawn, right? Okay. If we didn't want to lose this pawn, we should have took back with the knight. Okay. Yeah, that's just blundering a pawn. But this h... I just don't understand the a5. And maybe this is something I post and be like, okay, in this position, why a5 is like so stinking good. a5, knight c3. Is it the tempo? Okay, so here, g5's the second engine move. It's not bad. So this mistake, whatever, inaccuracy. Okay, we shouldn't be taking. We're giving up our bishop for not a lot of like goodness. Okay, I can understand that. This loses a pawn. D here. c6, attacking the undefended piece. So let's follow it just a second here. Bishop b3, a5. We're still down a pawn. Bishop to d2, b to d2, queen g6. Bishop to e7. Yeah, remember I feel like we went down this line in a different position. Yeah, and your pieces are more active. Your pieces are a bit more active, and you're up a pawn because I blundered a pawn. Okay. Now where are we on our thing right here? Oh, right here. Okay, d takes e5. So here, again, we wanted a5, knight c3. So we're not in a good spot. We need to finish development. Okay. Allowing this. Oh, wow. Give up a rook. You just lost a rook. c5. What? c5? Why? There's something there that is nasty. All right, maybe just getting here. Okay, sure. So where I went wrong is I didn't finish development. They went wrong here. You, again, use these pieces. Okay, takes here. And then here is a kind of fine, and then we do well. Okay. What are we learning from this? We need to develop. we went wrong because we did not develop appropriately. Back here. Okay. So here, we're still even, but we need to... Right, D3. Protect our center, but it also gives us the ability to get out and get developed. Okay. Instead, we went for the attack when we were not ready. Loses a pawn. And if they play really, really safe and really, really good, we are in trouble. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this really long video. I enjoyed the analysis of it. We will talk to y'all later. Have a good one. Bye.